Hey everyone, so I learned through one of my subscriptions, Gary's Diecast collection, that this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And although I probably don't have to worry so much about breast cancer, other people do. And if I have a chance to show off some of my other toys, why not? Okay, so we're going to start with the crazy stuff first. If you want to fast forward towards the end, we're going to get to the nice vehicles. So I'll get the weird ones out of the way. This character you're looking at is made by a company called 3A, and it's a designer line of vinyl toys. It's an actually fully posable action figure, and this is considered 1/12 scale or 6 inch. But this is like a robotic bouncer. It's it's weird. It's called Anku. So, anyways, he's a plastic vinyl toy, but he's fully articulated. He actually has, a full plastic body back there, and he's wearing a real cloth suit. It's a cloth jumpsuit, and it's just so ridiculous looking that I used to collect all these several years ago. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is a little bit odd. All right. I guess this thing. When I was a kid, or actually not when I was a kid, I'm ashamed to say I was probably like in middle school or high school. There was a cartoon show called Robotech, and it was about a bunch of aliens, and they would try to conquer, the universe. And humans, they were flying around in these jet fighters. They look like F-16s, they looked like F-14s actually, and they turned into robots, giant robots, and they fought these aliens that happened to be like 10 or 20 times the size of human beings with these robots. So this is one of those alien ships from that cartoon show, and yeah, it just brings back memories of watching a crazy Japanese cartoon about humans flying robots that were jet fighters. Okay. Alright, so every now and then I like to show off my airplane collection. This is a 1/400 scale airplane. To give you, a better reference of scale, this fire truck right here is an Oshkosh fire truck. It's a 3-axle fire truck. This would be a pretty big truck in real life, but at 1/400 scale, it's naturally quite small. This is 3D printed. But going along with that is a Boeing 747, which, I'm sure many of you have flown on. It's a pretty large airplane, So this, let's see here. It's all cast metal, so it's quite heavy actually. And unfortunately, there's no branding on the bottom of it, which I don't understand why companies do that. So I can't really tell you who made this. If I had to guess, it might be Phoenix Models. But I do enjoy these airplanes because I just find their ability to print something on such a complex surface to be quite interesting. I mean, they're printing this graphic around the nose of an airplane. So hopefully it's focusing properly. I think it is. Yeah, you can see all the fine printing here. All those little windows have silver trim around the windows. So it's really impressive, the printing on these guys. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Okay, so now we're getting into some vehicles here. This guy is N-Scale, or actually, this is made by Tomitech, the same brand that makes Tomica Limited Vintage. But they have this line of 1/150 scale vehicles and buildings and stuff like that. And this is a Suzuki Hustler in real life. And it's just amazing how much detail the TLV can get into, well, Tomica, or Tomitech, can get into something this small. And this is also why, when I look at their 1/64 scale cars, and they don't have details that can fit on a 1/150, that's why I get so angry. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Look how small it is. Got badge printing on the back and all that. I don't even think my camera can focus on that. It's so small. Okay. Alright, so Hot Wheels, represented here by the tuned manga tuner car. I went and added some of those BNDS alloy wheels, the small ones. They're supposed to be 15-inch and 1/64 scale, and it actually works pretty well on this cartoon car. And this is the reason why I now have so many videos on Choroqs, because this was the seed that, and also Scale Enthusiasm's channel. He mentioned Choroqs a while back in one of his cabinet reviews. Anyways, so yeah, I like clown cars. I like cartoon cars now, mostly because of this. It just reminds me of something from like a Pixar film or one of those DreamWorks films. Just the goofy proportions. Yeah, I think they're funny. Okay, so now, oh no, one more. Here's a Choroq. So these guys set the standard about 40 years ago. Choroq started making super deformed cars. It's probable that all super deformed toys may have originated from this. You know, because I don't know of how many other cartoon toys that were deformed 40 years ago, right? So it is possible that Takara here invented that. And then coincidentally again, Takara merged with Tomy, so it's now Takara Tomy. So again, the same brand making Tamika limited vintage cars. So these little plastic toys, a lot of them actually have a lot of great detail. This is a relatively old one though, but it's pink. Okay, so now I guess we can talk about normal looking vehicles. So we'll start with this one. This is a Toyota Publica, I believe. No, I'm sorry, it's a Mazda Carol. So luckily Konami actually writes the vehicle on the bottom of these things. And so this is a K-Class car, I think. Ah, boy, I don't want to say it. Maybe it's not, I don't know. All I know is this is 1/64 scale, and it's pretty small next to a G-Wagon. But anyways, it's from an earlier time. And look at this thing, it's just such an oddly shaped car. That's why I like it. And then throw on top this pink. This is a realistic looking clown car. Okay. Well, you can't really call a G-Wagon a clown car. They're quite durable. They're quite capable off-roaders, actually. This one is made by Kyosho, I believe. Yeah, it is. It does say Kyosho. And yeah, I bought it specifically because it was pink. My old boss used to have a black one, or does still have one. We drive around in that thing. Body on frame, so it had a pretty rough ride, even for a Benz. But again, it's a real off-road truck. Alright, so that's that guy. This guy, I'm not sure if I've shown it, but this brand of model is called Spark Model. They have or had this line of 1/87 scale cars, HO model railroading. And so this is a resin model, it's all plastic, and that's also why it has such amazing detail for something this small. You can see the wiper blade, it's photo etched, it's three-dimensional, it's actually raised and perpendicular to the windshield. The fine grill pattern in there, clear plastic headlights with lights behind it. Right there you can see. There actually is an interior with the red seats. Hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can get past that reflection. The light. Fortunately, it's such a shiny cockpit. There we go. Maybe you can see the steering wheel. You can see there's seat belts inside of this thing. And again, you gotta remember, this is 1/87 scale. It has yellowed side windows. The little engine, what is that thing? I think that's a fan blade to cool the engine, but I can't really, that's what I'm guessing. It does run decals, but I'm lucky. This one hasn't, the decals haven't cracked yet on this one. But this model is probably 10 to 15 years old. In this case here, this one competed in Le Mans of 1971, or Le Mans. I always say Le Mans, I mispronunciation. There are the wheels, and then look at the back details. It is, you know, plastic taillights. Look at those exhaust tips. Look at that subframe in the back. Again, 1/87 scale. Here's my finger. That's so Spark Model. I gotta say, these guys such an amazing job. It's just, it puts most 164 scale cars to shame. There's a separate tachometer on the dashboard, or some sort of gauge there, right? That's just crazy. So I love these. I really wish I didn't sell most of mine off back then. Oh well. Alright, so let's see here. Let's do this Rolls Royce. This is an unbranded, random, avoid legal pursuit 164 scale Rolls Royce Ghost. And so I can't tell you who made it because there's no branding on it. But there's just still sold on AliExpress and eBay all day long. There's no hurry to buy these, it seems. And they're actually not that expensive considering the amount of work going into this thing. This is die-cast metal. But look at this interior. It's got white seats. You can see the red on the seatbelt buckles. The door panels have some stuff going on. Armrests and all. The dashboard's a different color. There's actual gauges in the instrument cluster. The Rolls Royce thing is on the steering wheel. The door handles are separate pieces. Boy, I mean, it's a great model. Look at the clear lenses back here. The chrome exhaust tips. Even the wheels, the center caps have pink and the RR logo. So, it seems like the alignment of that tire is off though. Textures here and there, and just the multicolor paint scheme. So this is a good one. Just gotta look up like 164 scale Rolls Royce and you'll see a bunch of listings for this guy. Alright. So this is a Porsche made by a brand called JEC. And I gotta say, JEC is a great company. They have this Jag E-Type that I'm always talking about, and that thing is fantastic. Granted, this is a resin model, so it's going to cost quite a bit compared to a die-cast metal one. But I think JECs tend to be on the lower end of the pricing of resin models, and yet they have everything going on, and even better than some other resin models. Like, they're definitely better than ignition models. This is around the price of an ignition model, but this blows away those things. I mean, it's got tiny plastic turn signals there. It is metal parts like these silver hood pin releases. I'm pretty sure that Porsche badge might be under the clear coat just by looking at it there. It's got photo etched wiper blades. Look at that interior. Harnesses, white seats, black dash. There's a fire extinguisher in the back. It is the thin sheet windows that you can watch television through. Look at these mesh wheels. Those are some pretty precise mesh wheels, you know. Okay, so yeah, clear taillights, obviously. The clarity of the windows is what's great. Reflective little stickers there in the mirrors on the side. So JEC is a pretty good brand if you're gonna try to experiment or dabble in the resin models. So I gotta look them up more and try to find more. So they're limited editions and stuff as well. So this is like an homage to the real Pink Pig. This is the Pink Pig from '71. This is just the same livery, but on a Porsche 934. Not sure if this is a real car though. If anyone knows, please leave a comment. I don't recall seeing this. I think there's a silver car with this livery on it in the real world, but I don't know if it exists in pink. In the real world, that is. Alright, so the last one, and I reviewed this one not too long ago. This is the, what is it, Lexus RCF and YM Model, another great brand that I've come to enjoy. So these are limited as well, 500 of this color, I'm assuming. This guy has the Phantom body kit. And yes, again, the super clear windows. Look at the tiny metal pieces of this wing. You know, the black struts, but these tiny, shiny, additional supports. I mean, that's hard to do. To glue those on would be really difficult. And then look at the exhaust tips. I'm pretty sure those are actual metal tubes because they're so thin and round. The wheel details, brake details. Look at the clarity, or how smooth this clear coat is. Yeah, it's not the smoothest one I've seen, but it's definitely smoother than most die-cast metal ones. The little LED lights here and the turn signals up front, because that's like a photoized piece of metal where they etched away the little rectangles. So this is under 4 times magnification, and I see no flaws. And look at the Lexus badge. There's a clear dome over the Lexus logo. So I've never seen a logo on a 164 model that has a clear dome over it. So YAM Model, they're pushing, I guess, what can be done in 164. And for me, they also do those clown cars, kind of like this guy here. So I really like this brand. They do real cars, and then they do the cartooned one as well. So either whatever you like, they're gonna do a good job with it. So that again is YAM Model. Okay, so that's it for today. So Gary, I appreciate you bringing this up. You know, we gotta make sure our better halves and partners in life, you know, check themselves. Breast cancer can't be a good time. So, well, that's that. Okay, well, I will see you in the next challenge, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.